Isaac is officially retired from the NFL.
It's time. It's
That's
time.
so crazy. At the end to an era, the start to a new chapter, a new era.
So I already announced it on TikTok, Instagram, all the platforms. This is just like a quick video. I'm going to go in the garage and actually talk. I'm going to do a Q&A, all that. But if you haven't already watched it, go watch Sunday Sports Club.
Yeah. So we filmed a podcast on my podcast, Sunday Sports Club. And we went through Isaac's entire career and like how he ultimately got to this decision. But it's crazy. Like
It's
your
wild.
entire life has been football. So
19 years.
And there's a lot of like really exciting things that we can't necessarily talk about that are gonna happen this year, which is exciting. So it's like, it's sad, but it's bittersweet. It's bittersweet.
It's bittersweet. And it's time. I'm definitely excited about the next step. So I'm going to go get a workout in. But before I do that, we're going to do this sit down. So I'm going to get everything I need to go out in the garage. We're back. We made it back to the garage. And I'm loving the garage chats. Honestly, for me, I love my garage. Should I say the same thing I always say? Don't judge the garage. If you're here to judge a garage, you're not welcome. But as you saw in the beginning of this video, I'm retiring. And I honestly am so excited about retiring. I played 7 seasons. It's actually crazy. So I announced my retirement yesterday. And I posted about it. And it's actually wild how hateful some of the comments are. Going off on a little bit of tangent here, not the point of the video. But I played 7 seasons, and my first 4 seasons, first one, I played like 5 games, so it's kind of a weird season. Second one, I started game 1 of my second season, and went on to start pretty much the entire season. Stayed with the Chargers for 3 years after that, so 4 total years with the Chargers. Finished my full contract / commitment with the Chargers. Then signed with the Colts, a pretty good contract. I signed a contract up to $3.5 million. I had incentives, so it's like a solid contract. Finished with them, went to the Browns, then went to the Raiders, and I feel really good about my career. Like, I have so much confidence, and it's crazy how people are like, "Oh, like, did you even play? Like, who were you?" I don't know. It's like, bruh, look, I was a rotational guy most of my career. I'm really proud of that. And at the end of the day, I have 7 years of NFL retirement, 7 years of pension, 7 years of all these great benefits that are going to affect my family and myself for the rest of my life. So I'm super thankful for that. I'm looking for my water bottle because I'm going to take a sip of water. You guys know I'm on the health journey. I was 252 today. I played anywhere between 275 and 280, and I was 252, so I feel great. So, yeah, I'm retired, and I have so many thoughts around it. If I'm being honest, I kind of knew that I was going to retire at the beginning of the season. So I talked a lot about this in a podcast that I did with my wife, Sunday Sports Club. You should go watch it. Hold on, I'm going to move this. I recorded this video yesterday, and this was driving me crazy. The background, everything's going to get a lot better when we move into this new house. Hold on. When we move into our new house, and I actually feel like I have a nice background, it's going to be great. But talked a lot about these things on my wife's podcast, but I entered this offseason. So I got released week 12 of the season, I guess the 2023 season with the Raiders, and it was devastating. I think I got to look it up. I can't remember. I think I started my last game. I'm pretty sure I did. I was starting in a package. I can't remember if we started the game off in that package, but it's Rhino package randomly. But I'm pretty sure I started my last game. I didn't play well. I was in a position that I shouldn't have been in, at all. Very, very not, fish out of water in the position. Didn't play well, ended up getting released, and then I never played again. So when I finished that season not getting signed, keep in mind, we also had Scotty, so I was kind of preoccupied anyways. But I finished that season not getting signed, went into the offseason, and I was training, obviously training for the NFL, but I kind of knew the writing was on the wall. I was like, maybe I get signed, maybe I don't. Might be a last-minute thing. I didn't have any workouts. I didn't get any calls. Season prior, I had a long off season where I wasn't signed, and I had multiple workouts. I had a bunch of calls, and so it was a little different this year. I'm like, I don't know how this is going to go. August rolls around, training camp. When training camp starts, rosters are not final. You go into the training camp with a 90-man roster, you end with a 53, but guys get hurt. They're bringing guys in to work out. You might sign a guy for 3 days and then send him home. There's a lot that goes on. So I didn't get signed during training camp, and I was like, now it's 50-50. Because now rosters are set. Now all these rookies who nobody knew who they were, now they have 3 preseason games of tape. And NFL teams are always going to bet on the younger guys. So I'm like, I'm competing against a lot right now. Not saying I'm not a good player. Circumstances just weren't in my favor. So in September, I told Allie, I said, look, I kind of just want to retire. And my thing with it was I just wanted to retire on my own, going. I was like, I want to decide to be done. I don't want to wait for the end of the season and then I posted I'm retiring and everybody's like, oh, of course you're retiring, which very much happened. And social media definitely had an influence on my decision because I'm like, look, the writing's on the wall, probably not going to get signed because now it's an awkward time to get signed as an older guy in the NFL. But I ended up just saying, you know what, put my pride aside. What if I get signed randomly? What if I get signed to a team that goes to the Super Bowl? A lot of what ifs. So I waited and waited, and then December rolls around, and I'm like, okay, I'm for sure done. I started my weight loss journey. I was over it. But very much had to time up the retirement formally online. So now we're here. February 1st, I randomly go, hey, I'm retiring. But there was a lot that went into it. So I'm super excited about it. For me, it's it was super stressful. The last 4 years of my NFL career were just very stressful. Moving around, being in environments where I felt like I had to prove myself. And I know the NFL is always, you got to prove yourself, but I felt like I was proving myself and coaches would like me, but then the organization would still have another game plan because they had a younger guy. I mean, the last 2 teams I played for, one drafted 2 defensive ends. The Raiders drafted a first-round defensive end. I was just fighting forces that I really couldn't control. And that creates a stressful environment because you're going to work every day. I know I'm good enough. I know I should be playing. My coach thinks I should be playing. But it doesn't always work out that way. Maybe the GM doesn't think you're a good enough player. Maybe the GM just is like, dude, I know you're a good player, but I got to play the young guy. We already drafted him. We're not going to get rid of him. We need to develop him. So that's a little bit of how the NFL works. But ultimately, I put a lot of time and effort into the NFL. I'm super, super proud of my career. And I'm happy to be done. I feel very confident in my decision to be done. I feel very confident in where we're at. So just to have some fun, I'm going to answer a couple Q&A questions that I got on my Instagram. Now, I'm going to do a much larger Q&A episode with Allie. So this is really just a fun, because I said I would do a Q&A, I'm going to do a couple Q&A questions. So bear with me as I look through this. Somebody said, did you go on a spending spree after signing any contracts? So the only time that I feel like I went on a spending spree was when I played for the Colts and I signed a larger contract and we bought a house. We were just we signed, this is nothing. Let's just buy a quick house. I ended up making money on the house and selling it once I was gone. But yeah, that was the only spending spree. What part of my career am I the most proud of? Let's see. I think just making it to 7 years, 7th rounders don't make it to 7 years. You're beating the odds. Well, first off, the average career length is much shorter than 7 years. But seventh rounders really don't make it to 7 years. You carry the label of where you got drafted your entire career. And it's just really hard to break that mold. And a lot of guys don't make it. They could be great players, 7th rounders, hidden gems, and they just don't make it. Look at Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant, got his chance, played well. But same scenario where he doesn't get his chance, maybe he's never in the NFL. So it's very circumstantial, but I'm very proud of the fact that I made it 7 years. Let's see. Were you ever overwhelmed and thought about giving up on everything? So I remember when I went to the Colts, I didn't have a great relationship with my D-line coach. And I felt like I was so in shape. My body was at the best it's ever been. But there was a disconnect there. And I really went to the facility every single day hating my situation. I hated it. I really hated it. And I love the organization. The Ursay family is great. Indianapolis is a great city, honestly. Kind of slept on. But I just didn't vibe with the environment. It's very much just like a energy thing. Like my energy didn't vibe with the energy in that situation. So that was when I was like, I don't know if I love this as much as I thought I did. I had just came from the Chargers, 4 years with the Chargers, where I was the player rep. I hope this hasn't been in my hair the whole time. I was the player rep. I had like some games where I was a captain. I like very much felt like I was a part of the team and was a leader on the team. I was respected. And then I went into an environment where everything felt different. I had never been on another team either. And then walked into a situation where I didn't get along with my D-line coach that well. And I just didn't like it. And I don't know how else to say it, but that was the first time in my NFL career where I was like, dang, if this is what it continues to feel like, I don't know how long I can last doing this. Let's see. Somebody said investments that I made. I'm going to answer a few more questions. Investments that I made, bought homes, and then I have like a lot of traditional investments. Like I have a financial advisor. Did some private equity, like random stuff. I didn't have any like, oh my God, I'm so like, paid because I made this random investment. I just, made little smart investments here and there. The best investment that I made, and I tell guys this all the time, is in myself. I feel like the platform that my wife and I have created, like that investment's priceless because that gave me an opportunity. I mean, that's why you guys are watching this video, literally. So it's given me more of a platform to do other things that I want to do. What team will I be rooting for? Chargers and the Lions. Allie's from Detroit, so we might be kind of a Detroit family. Sorry. I am in my garage with my door open, so my neighbors. I'm going to make a whole video on this. Do I think TikTok success made coaches question your commitment to football? I think the short answer is yes, some coaches, but not. I don't know, like as time went on, TikTok, like you're drafting guys who are like doing TikTok dances on draft night. So like there's only so much you can say about TikTok, but I think initially definitely dealt with some haterade on TikTok. Okay. I mean, there's so many questions. I'll just answer this last one. Favorite NFL stadium. These are kind of not that juicy of questions, but let me make sure the sound's still going. It is. Favorite NFL stadium, definitely the Chiefs Stadium. I loved playing there. And when I played for the Chargers, I played there, 2 times a year for 4 years. And it's just a special place. Oh, I played there 1 time a year for 4 years. Special place. Very, very special. One of a kind. Shout out to the Chiefs. Low-key, a little bit of a Chiefs fan. But I appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys just being a part of this journey. Making it to the NFL is hard. Making the decision to be done and like move on is also hard. And knowing that I have this platform and people to support me and be a part of this journey makes it a lot easier. So I really appreciate you guys being here and continue to subscribe and take part in this channel because I'm loving doing this. I'm also starting a show/podcast that you guys are going to love. We'll probably be on a different channel, but I'm loving this YouTube journey. Garage chats are going strong. You guys already know the vibes. Keep supporting. And like I always say, go support my wife because she pays our bills too. Appreciate you guys.